Welcome back, everyone. Reghan Winkler is back with us today from the Better Business Bureau. She heads up the local office. We were talking a little bit about last time about how scammers will go to any lengths to get your money, to get your identity. And boy, when you told me about puppy scams, I thought, boy, that's a new low there. But tell me kind of the pattern you're seeing. Is there a variation on this going around?
Yeah, so this scam comes in all shapes and sizes. They're mostly all through the internet, across social media, or even just in a Google search if you're looking for a specific dog in general. Scammers are creating fake websites, fake Facebook pages, trying to get you very emotionally attached to an animal before you meet it, since you already have that intent of purchasing one if you're looking for one. And they're using that emotional hook to get you into the scam.
Yeah, and I'm assuming in most situations they're having you pay at least partially up front for a dog that may not even probably exist, but not in the fashion they're mentioning.
Yeah, so they'll have those ads or they'll have those websites, and they might say that the dog is free, but then you might have to pay shipping on the dog, and then you might pay shipping, and then they might come up with other charges like they need vaccinated or they need to get tests done, and just continuously adding little charges after the other. And it just keeps adding up, and eventually, the scammers, they'll just keep asking for money, and you might realize that it's a scam because you're never actually seeing a video of the dog, or you're not allowed to come see the dog. The only way they're going to send it to you is through airline service and things like that. So,
in most cases, do these scammers how do they represent themselves? Are they an individual? Just I have a dog that's for sale. Do they represent themselves as like a shelter or maybe a pet store or something like that?
a lot of them will represent themselves as breeders. They'll come up with these fake websites, and they'll look legitimate. You can save pictures anywhere on the internet and create a website pretty easily. You can buy any domain name that you want and change it really quickly. These sites aren't always up for very long. So if you're on a website looking for a dog, maybe look for spelling errors, that they're not connected to anything, phone numbers, addresses. If those aren't available on the websites, just find a real breeder. And you can do that by going to American Kennel Club, AKC. And they have a list of all real breeders. You can also call the Better Business Bureau, and we can help you find legitimate breeders. Or, we have local shelters that always have dogs and cats that need homes.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. There are local shelters and breeders that we know that are reputable. Is this mostly domestic scammers, or are there some of these overseas?
A lot of them are overseas. Some of them are domestic. It just depends. You have to do some deep research into finding who actually created the website. But if you come across a website and you're maybe not sure, there's also a website called petscams.com where they do research on these websites that you can search and look to see if they've been involved in scams in the past.
This seems like one of those scams that's really just ripe for this time of year. As you said, they tug on your heartstrings. They say, something about a dog needs a home for Christmas and it'll be a holiday miracle. Is that part of what they're hoping, is that they kind of get the emotions drawn out of you and maybe your common sense will go to the back burner?
Yeah, especially this time of year, untraditional gifts, or maybe it's a traditional gift in some family, where you're looking for a dog, and this is that time of year to get one. It happens all throughout the year, but right now it's definitely a time where more and more are popping up.
You mentioned some of the red flags, especially like a lot of scams looking for spelling errors and those kind of things. Anything else that stands out, or just the fact that they want a lot of money up front, or they're somehow experiencing problems as far as transportation and that kind of thing?
You can look for the red flags like all other scams, if they're asking for money through gift cards or cryptocurrency or wire transfer. And if they're continuously asking for money, is always a red flag. It's really just making sure that you don't get too emotionally invested before you ever get to video with the dog or meet the dog, or send money without having either of those first.
And as you said, if people do, if they're victims of the scam, or they at least are on the periphery of this scam, give you guys a call, because I know you guys like to track this kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. You can give us a call. You can do the Federal Trade Commission, local law enforcement as well, just to file a report and get the information out there.
Okay, be on alert for it. Thank you so much, Reghan. We appreciate the heads up.
Thank you.
Nice chatting with you. We'll be back right after this.